King. Sir King. Sir King.
Canvas.
Sir King. Sir King.
Canvas.
Sir King. Sir King.
Okay, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Hope you guys are doing well. What's up with Tanya Jones? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hope you had a great start to the week. Yeah, I'm doing this impromptu live because I've been busy. Like I told you, the Avatar Mobile is having some issues, so I was busy trying to take care of that as best as I could. So that's what's been keeping me busy. Because Lord, let me tell you, when you ain't got no transportation, let me tell you, Uber is good, but Uber is expensive. Uber is good, but Uber is expensive. And let me tell you something, I can't fit in every size Uber. So whatever Uber that is, Uber X or whatever, Uber L, I can't fit because I'm a big ass dude. So when I be sitting in the back seat, my feet be getting caught when I try to leave out the Uber and all that stuff. But it's just, it's just been very interesting, like trying, like, get around, and all that other stuff. So, like I said, I've been trying to get the Avatar Mobile, back in working order. But, nonetheless, let's talk about some real world stuff. In case you didn't know, somebody went up there in New York and shot some people up there, down there. What's up, Simplified Success? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Somebody went up there to one of the buildings, some Asian dude with an AR-15 and shot up some people. It's scary, y'all. That's where the big Wall Street people. They said that's where the NFL headquarters are. So they were trying to figure out how the hell he got up in there. He took the lives of some law enforcement officers. So you always got to be stay vigilant because you never know what was going to happen. Also, I read this stuff about herpes. Like this whole team of cheerleaders got, well, 4 or 5 cheerleaders got herpes because they set up there and drunk off of one of their. What's up, Castro? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hope all is well your way. Got herpes because they set up there and drunk off the bottle of their teammate. So I guess their teammate, who was a fellow cheerleader, got herpes. So they drunk off of her bottle because it's hot out there. It's hot out here, and wind up getting herpes. So I may do a story I may read the actual story tomorrow, because that's crazy. Because I could, we always drinking off of each other sometimes, you think you got a good friend and they say, oh, let me get a sip of that water, it's so hot, but then you wind up with herpes. So I'm like, that's a baby, honey. So that's the situation. I may come live at that time. Like I said, I'm dealing with the Avatar Mobile situation. So Simplify Success says, wow, I was just telling my friend today I would not smoke or drink after nobody, even though I don't smoke. I'm more, after reading that story, Simplify Success, I'm even more conscientious of not drinking off nobody. Even like that whole, like, on the football team, they got the whole sports bottle thing where they share it amongst each other. I wouldn't even do that because apparently there was a transmission of the virus from one person's lip to the bottle. So, that's a crazy situation where 4 or 5 of them um got that, well, what you call that? I guess that disease or virus. Then on top of that, Deion Sanders, I guess they had to remove his bladder because he had cancer on there. So now he said he got to always run to the bathroom and he got to wear Depends. That's his words, not mine. He says he depends on Depends. That's the actual quote. He said he depends on Depends because now I guess he got no bladder. So when he got to go, he got to go. and he got to wear a pamper now. So that's truly a sad situation. I think they said he gonna still coach. I don't know, but I don't know. You said where you can find the story at? But I guess I'm gonna do a live on it tomorrow. But I'm sure you can look it up on Google or something and just type in herpes cheerleaders, and it'll come up. Herpes cheerleaders share bottle. I'm sure it'll pop up for you on Google. But it's out there. It's out there. I was amazed myself at that situation. But I can believe it. These girls getting ready for the upcoming football season, they're out there cheerleading. But what's messed up about these kids this day, I would say they got it worse than any other generation. Well, nah, I wouldn't say they got it worse, but I just think they're bombarded by so many sexual imagery all the time that they always it's okay for them to fornicate at a younger age, not knowing the risk of doing so. So that's somebody was getting freaky. Somebody was getting freaky when they weren't supposed to. What's up, Keena girl? I saw you somewhere. I said, "What's she?" I always say that. I forgot where I saw you. I said, "What's she doing over there?" But I hope you doing well, Keena. I think somebody was coming at you or something. I don't know what happened. I think you was grilling somebody. I forgot where it was. But so yeah, so that's that. And then they say Luka Doncic. They said Luka made the cover of Men's Fitness. Luka Doncic made the cover of Men's Fitness. They said he transformed his body. So I'm interested to see that. I saw the pictures. He do look like he in shape now. He do look like a superstar. When he was in Dallas and when he got to LA, he did not look like a superstar. He looked kind of overweight. Well, he looked overweight. And they did a before and after picture. Like he looked like a superstar should look like when you get paid that much money. Um, so it may have been a good benefit for him to move to LA. So we'll see if that transforms into better production because these athletes out here, they um they out here, doing all this training and they wind up getting hurt, tearing their damn Achilles and stuff like that. So you never know. Keena says, SK, me grilling? I don't think so, since the Bermuda Triangle and some of the other stands have me blacked out. No, it was somewhere you were asking somebody a question or they were coming at you. I don't know which way the exchange went. I just knew that you were present. That's all. So I don't know if they were asking you a question or you were asking them a question. Grilling is maybe too strong of a word, but you were definitely having a conversation, I believe, with the person, or making a remark. It may have been in Jay Wilson's. I don't know. I forget. Um, for my stock people, tomorrow, this week is another big week. They're supposed to say the FOC meeting is supposed to happen this week, but it is going to happen. But everybody's thinking that they're going to cut the interest rate. Honestly, people say there's no interest rate coming this meeting, but maybe in September. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, they may surprise you. You see Trump over there hounding that man and threatening him and calling him dummy and the stupidest person in the world. Um, Also, they caught Trump's caddy cheating. He gonna sit over there and move Trump's ball closer to, I guess, the putting green or whatever you want to call that thing. I was like, wow, you couldn't really catch it in real time. But they slowed it down, and his caddy had picked up the ball from wherever they moved to, and threw it down. I was like, "Wow, that's just a culture of cheaters." I couldn't believe that. So yeah, there is no interest rate cut. Yeah, I know, but they said there's a slim chance. You never know, Keena. You never know because he been pressuring that man. And it's so much like they said, oh, nobody can buy a home. We spending so much in interest. And unless they do an emergency rate cut, then you gotta wait till all the way to September, right? You forego August. So who knows? But in terms of companies reporting this week, I got the big ones are Apple and Meta. I think Apple gonna go down because they say Apple is behind. They ain't invented crap. They made consumer bases in China, and China is over there. The Chinese people over there getting what is it, Huawei or something like that. So they over there buying their own stuff. So Um, yeah, I mean, to be honest, from what I see from, I would say, I would say Nvidia is one. The only way I can see Nvidia going down is if somebody take their intellectual property and just duplicate it. That's what I feel. But you never know. You never know. So, but those are the companies that have earnings this week. It should be interesting. It should be interesting. We shall see. Other than that, the movie Superman is a good movie. I was skeptical because they had that damn dog running around with a cape on. I don't like those kind of movies when they put them dogs in movies and pets in movies and movies that's supposed to be like action and try to make the dog part of it. But it was a good movie, so if you have time to go see it, definitely check out Look, you said Spider-Man, Superman. It was good to see Superman and all that. So it was action packed. I really didn't get bored with it. It was action packed. Now the plot was stupid. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. If you go back to the basis of the plot was very simplistic and stupid. But the way they carried out the plot, you could say it was a good movie, which is rare. But it was simple plot, but well executed. So that's what I would say. Simplified Success says, SK, what do you think about what's going to happen with President? I'm getting so afraid. Well, let me just tell you something. I was watching one channel today, and they said Trump's. Did they say earnings? I don't know. They said Trump's. Hold on one second, yo. I'm on my nose. Okay, I don't know. They said Trump's earnings of Trump's worth is 60% in crypto. 60% in crypto is in. I'm sorry, 60% of his worth or his earnings is in crypto. That tells me a lot right there. That they're strategically moving things in that area, right? And I feel a lot of people are going to be left behind, which is scary. But there's so much crypto out there, and we still in the beginning stages of AI and all this stuff. That I think that those who are the early adopters will have the advantage, but also those who are the early scammers will have the advantage too. Because I heard today in a broadcast that a lot of crypto is disappearing and people flashing how much crypto they got and all this stuff, and they wind up getting hijacked and all this stuff. So, it's a lot of stuff that still we beginning to figure out and understand. But to go back to your question, I'm concerned too. I just think that there is a lot of division being sold, but a lot of lack of leadership. And let me just tell you something. They are encouraging, I feel, a division of the have and the have not. Right? Usually we would have a government for at least the perception of equality and equity. But I don't gather that from this administration. They don't mind saying, "Hey, you ain't got that's on you and that's your fault." So we shall see. I mean, we shall see. I mean, at the end of the day, God got it. Just depend on where your faith is. That's how I say. I mean, obviously they say faith without works is dead. So prepare, understand, stay informed. So that's all I can really say in regards to that. Now, I was getting really scared when they started having that international stuff when they were talking about the nuclear things and that stuff. That stuff was kind of calmed down a little. I do worry about him allowing these chips to get into China's hands because there is an AI arms race, and when you allow the Chinese government and their people to have they need our technology to, it seems, to get where they want to go, and they don't have to have all of it. They just need a tinge of it to get something. And I think greed is what's leading this situation, right? Because Nvidia is the most powerful, the most wealthy country. Excuse me, Lord have mercy. Nvidia is the most valuable country. Lord, the boys, take three. Nvidia it could be a damn country. But Nvidia is the most valuable company in the world, I think, at $4 trillion. It's currently at $4 trillion, the most valuable company in the world. So for me, I think he's pushing his agenda, the CEO of Nvidia, and said, "Hey, get these in China's hands." But we don't. His chips are allowing them to do things that they would not normally be able to do. So it's very interesting how that's going to empower them, right? I think a lot of people underestimate the Chinese, but they're heads and heels sometimes above us when you see the things that they're doing. So let me switch up saying. Ron P says he absolutely loved the Superman movie. I went to go see it twice. I was thinking about going to see it twice, or just waiting to see when it come out on streaming. Because there are some parts I needed to go back and understand, but I liked a lot of the movie in terms of like the graphics and the action and stuff like that. It was it really caught my interest. Like I said, a very simple plot, but Simplify Success says, SK, keep that to yourself. You don't need to know if you're blowing your nose. No, I let y'all know that because sometimes these content creators, they just abruptly um go on mute. And I think it's very, very inconsiderate to the audience if I just go on mute, right? And I don't let y'all know what happened, right? But if you were able to understand why I went on mute, you're like, oh, thank God he went on mute and I don't have to hear him, blowing his nose. Or y'all may want to hear me blow my nose, just like you hear Jay Wilson slurping and sucking. What's up, Barbara? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here, moderator of the year. Let's see what she'll say. Okay, Silver Foster says, wow, that's crazy. People try to hire you for remote jobs for liking YouTube videos and subscribing with it all was time they want you to buy Bitcoin. They want you, oh yeah. Scheming, that's scamming. That's scamming and scheming. So anything you get you gotta be careful. There's a lot of scams out there. It's a lot of people trying to get your wallet and anything dealing with Bitcoin. To me, not legit. I don't mess with it. So I don't mess with it. You know what I mean? That's how I do. I'm still very skeptical of a lot of that crypto stuff. I mean, I know the basics, but anybody coming asking me, anybody trying to get me a damn wallet or send me this, I'm like, nah, I pass. I'm goodbye. See you later. I don't know. Who knows? Shoot. Super Foster says, wow, it's crazy, but they got me 2 different people and I hurry up and got my money back and it was done with them. Yeah, and then they also said, be careful when you go and repair your phone, get your phone repaired, and you got your crypto apps on there. They said, be careful with that too. I just saw that on a little Instagram thing. But it is true. When these people go into your phone, they got access to everything. They're trying to fix it. They know the back end and the front end of things and stuff like that. All right, so that's the real world news I pretty much wanted to share with y'all. That's pretty much it. Like I say, I'm probably gonna do that herpes story real quick tomorrow. Because we always talk about, oh, let me share this or sip this or sip that, but you don't know what these people got on their lips. You don't know who they kissing, who they sucking, and everybody around here talking about eating booty. I'm just sorry. Over here, listen, y'all. I know this is nasty, but the prevalence of the conversation of people eating booty and all this, I'm like, my God. I'm like, that is something for behind closed doors. That is not nothing for ubiquitous conversation that is heard on thousands and thousands of people. That's not okay. That is not a delicacy. That is not a new dish. That is not a what they call it, a coochie tray, a menu that you gonna put on or something that you add to a coochie tray. Stop promoting that shit. Eating booty. You eat my booty. And ride my. What's his name? The big ass Burly Bear Brian talking about, ooh, I want him to ride my face. Motherfucker, your face ain't no damn roller coaster. Nobody should be riding anything on your damn face. What you need to be riding on there is a cloth or a damn razor. Looking over there scaring everybody like a male Chewbacca. Over here, ooh, I want him to ride my face. I was like, oh, you just mad. I was like, oh, that was nasty. Anyway. So I was like, it's a hygiene for you. I'm sure. Jesus. Okay, Supervisor says, you know what you're talking about, right? Because they said, what wallet do you use after I got scammed for two? Don't tell them what your wallet is. Listen, I mean, the wallet is necessary in order to receive and send tokens. But if I'm not in business, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. The evolution of cryptocurrency is going to be the way things are because it's going to make like the de-dollarization, like the dollar is losing value, right? So the only way for this shit to work out is for everybody to be on the wavelength in terms of global currency. The one way that we're gonna be able to, one way I could go with Keena, and Keena said, "I want." Okay, so let's say Keena. I saw this the other day. Keena was not Keena. We just being, what we say, like we just being a scenario. Keena, I want this. Okay, I see this condo that Keena is selling, right? That's why everybody is scared. Who's a middleman is getting scared. So instead of going through a real estate agent, I call up Keena. I say, "Yo, Keena, I see you have this condo for sale." Keena says, "Yeah, I see. I got the condo. Can I come through and check it out?" Keena lets me come through and check it out. I said, "Okay, I want to buy it." So Keena then says, "Okay, it's so much, such and such and such and such." So then I send Keena. I say, "Keena, what's your address on your wallet?" Keena tells me the address of her wallet to whatever cryptocurrency we talking about, whatever cryptocurrency we want to do business in. Because each cryptocurrency has a wallet. You just don't have one wallet. So Bitcoin has a wallet, XRP has a wallet, Litecoin or whatever got a wallet. All these different coins, or you say, have a different wallet, right? So then, okay, so Keena says, all right, I want to do send it to my Ethereum wallet. Okay, so if I have Ethereum, then I will send her that much for the condo that's equal, what they call it, equivalent to what she wants in Ethereum. So yeah, so I mean, you don't have to know, but just be careful because I think sometimes people try to really hack that. I don't know. So all right, all right. So that's the real world news. Let's get into the news that you absolutely cannot use. Listen, Mom P, this is where I'm gonna have you help me out because I am completely lost with the bullshit that's gone on in the last 48 hours, but I'm gonna do my best commentary on it, okay? All right, we'll be right back. Feel free to send a gesture $sign so we can cry. It will be tremendously appreciated. All right, we'll be right back.
Hello, bitch, come on. We're about to go suck dick.
You get not respected here. I've been sleeping with your man last year. We know you think you are the best. So let's put that pussy to the test. So don't stop, no, just won't be nothing. So don't stop, no, just no. Out of bro. Cause when you're rocking with a big bitch, you bound to get. Christ.
Woocha, I don't know if that's Uppity or James Caldwell. I don't know. James Caldwell told I bleed my name. Why everybody calling my name? Why everybody calling my I said if you don't give that Aretha Franklin dress back that she was running around in the streets and then he kept slapping I don't know if it was flies and then somebody playing booty shaking music in the back of their truck. He was highly distracted. He was highly distracted doing that video. I said, give Aretha Franklin her damn dress back and go put on some clothes that fit you. What's up, Dr. Sullivan? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. All right. All right. Where do we begin? Listen, I was thinking, right? And I was thinking, listen. Brian, this is my PSA to you, okay? Somebody clip this and send this to Brian. Brian, you said that you in Mississippi, in case you don't know who Mississippi is, Mississippi's a white boy that used to date Brian back in the day, but Mississippi slapped Brian in his face because Brian thought he was over there looking like Tyrese and texting other people while they were in the bed together. Okay, so apparently they have reconnected, but they have not reconnected in the physical. Now, mind you, This was 10 years ago. Brian, 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 just like you sitting up there talking to three different Brian. You gonna be highly disappointed. Because I'm gonna tell you something. How much weight did you gain in between them 10 years, Brian? From when you were, what was 10 years? 2015 to 2025? Brian, how much weight did you gain? Brian, I'm gonna tell you a story. Yeah. Okay. Now this was this lady who was attracted to me. And it was about the same time no, it was 5 years that I had not seen her ass. Now as we were getting ready to meet, I picture her looking the same way she did when we last saw each other. Then 5 years pass by, we reconnect, and I see her in the physical. Now, mind you, I'm a very facially restrained person. But when I saw how big her ass got, I was like, ooh, I was like, I tried to keep my face focused on her face and not the rest of her body. Because if she knew that my head dropped down from her head to her toe, she knew I was sitting up there trying to calculate how many pounds that she gained. Now, let's go back to Brian and Mr. Motherfucking Sippy. Brian, now when he see how many pounds that you done picked up in 10 years, that motherfucker gonna be like, what the hell? That is the part that you not taking account. See, you going back, Brian, and thinking about, ooh, when we used to lay together, and he says, now, Brian, this is what Brian said before when we were laying butt to nut. I'm like, what the hell? Butt to nut? What kind of express granola bar expression is that? Butt to nut. Anyway, when he says that, Brian, I'm sure you were much slimmer back then. I'm sure that he could probably put one arm around you. Then maybe not. But Brian, you're mistaken. If you sat up there and said you gained 30 pounds after you started taking Moderna in a span of a month, motherfucker, do you think that? Ooh, okay. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Mississippi might say, no, no, because I really did think that like they would have met in the physical now since they kind of in the same state, but they never said they video call yet, and I may be wrong. Maybe they did. Maybe Brian did a whole neck up situation. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. So we shall see. But I think Brian not taking that into account. He reminiscing on the past days. That's how I feel. All right, let me see. What do you facially strained person? What do facially strain mean? Like you don't really show on your face how you feel or what you seeing. Like you know somebody who stank, but you don't show it on your face. you just keep a normal face because you don't want to offend that person. That's what I mean by facially restrained. The pandemic, but Brian, I mean, ooh, Lord, I call Ron P. Brian, but Ron P. Stop that though. Stop that. How many years we've been open and free and been able to go to the park and lift up a dumbbell? Okay, all right, okay. Stop it, Ron P. Okay, because Ron P. Just stop. Now you go. Don't tell me you a Brian sympathizer. Your ass done got big. Ooh, Lord. Okay, all right. I'm not. I'm just saying that. You know. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. So we got a lot more to talk about. So Mimi checking for fake hoes, also known as Mimi checking for the holidays. Now you got to be an old head if you know who Cheeky. Oh, what I call her Cheeky. If you know who Mimi is, you've been around for a minute. What's up, Detach? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So Mimi posted a video where she had a checker hoe down at the laundromat. I was like, what? Yeah, so Mimi had to check her home down at the laundromat. The way the story go is that she was doing some laundry and Mimi had put her detergent in her basket on the machine. Then this big old burly hoe, bigger than Brianna, she said. Well, she didn't say that, but I'm insinuating she said that. Came and kind of pushed her stuff out the way. And then the lady said, Mimi checked and said, "What you do that for?" And the lady said, "Cause I want to." And then they had and then Mimi said, "Well, you something." She said, and then the big burly holder pushed the cart that was between them into the lady. And I guess Mimi got the laying hands, and then the police was called, and I guess the big burly hoe had a couple of warrants, and they done took her down to the precinct and all that. So go check out Mimi checking for fake hoes if you want to get more a real account of what actually happened. What's up, Nessa A? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. So that was that story. Now, y'all, this is where I need y'all help at. Okay, let's start at Just Kimmie. So I didn't watch all the Just Kimmie live, but the Kimmie looked good. I like the glasses look. That was good because we got tired of seeing your big ass salsa eyes. What's up, Philly T? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So, Kimmie just, she spared us. Just Kimmie just spared us with those salsa eyes and put on some shades. So she was looking good. I said, well, okay, Kimmie, I see you. I like the look. She had a well balanced wig because her wig started at the 50-yard line of her head. So she pulled it forward and she was looking good. I thought, okay, you got some style today. Okay, I appreciate you. So now I know they said it was a lot going on. And as the live was getting some momentum, here comes J Dunn bring her ass up on the damn panel. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, what? And sometimes, I'm trying to see this. Because you could tell where people would stand with J Dunn depending on how much they entertain us. So we enjoying the live. And then here comes J Dunn interrupting the live. Talking about, go check out my post. See whose teeth I posted. I'm like, girl, you talking about motherfucking teeth? So, Kimmie, she entertains the girl and then asked her, which teeth look better? Which teeth look better? And I'm like, oh, Lord, what the? So then that let me know that, Kimmie probably on J Dunn payroll. Because anytime J Dunn get the nerve to do this, she on somebody's payroll. So then they said, oh man, the first teeth look better. So I guess she was taking Nessa's teeth and comparing them to her newfound teeth. I don't know. But anyway, Kimmie handled it diplomatically. But later I found out that Kimmie banned J Dunn from her platform. What's up, soul sister? How you doing? Because apparently, I guess she had doxed one of Kimmie's ex-lovers. I don't know. That's why I said there's a lot going on. I don't know. So y'all gotta fill me in on that. So apparently, I guess she did that. She banned J Dunn. What's up, Rico? I saw you over there on J Dunn. Oh Lord, J Dunn channel, Jay Wilson channel. That Negro always telling people to lock up people. Now, Rico, with you, what the hell you doing looking like the black version of Michael Myers with a knife? I know this got that situation with KRN, but then I heard somebody say somebody knocked on your door. Who knocking on your door, Rico? Who was knocking on your door? I was curious to find out who was knocking on your door and why they knocking on your door. So see, it's too much going on. This is okay. So what is serious? What is serious? What is serious, Rico? What is serious? Who knocking on your door though? Did you find out who knocked on your door? What's serious, Rico? Explain to me, por favor. Because it's a lot of stuff going on, and then like the whole. But what is? I understand it's a serious situation, but you gotta explain to me. Like I said, I've been missing because I've been dealing with the Avatar mobile. So why is it? It's a serious situation. Because now they talking about the whole ODS situation again. That's been done. I mean, that happened 3, 4 years ago, right? So that's being brought up. Is that connected to the situation too? I'm confused. I'm trying to figure out what's going on because it's a lot going on. He called animal people on me to take me dog and put me in jail. Yeah, I heard him say he called the animal people. He said he cared. He said something about he cared about the dog or something like that. Child calls were made today again. But wait a minute, what the calls made last? So I'm gonna drop my link. Click anybody want to fill me in? Feel free to do so. Okay, feel free to click the link and tell me what's going on. 'Cause I thought the whole dog thing happened last week. So now we reviving the dog thing. I'm just saying because the whole dog thing was last week. You know, so y'all, boy, y'all. Oh no, we got a visitor coming to the stage. What's up, Rico?
What up? How you doing? What up, though?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Um, I'm chilling. I got my beer. It has not been a good day, but I calmed down now because I'm listening to everybody commentary and people that do support me. Even though Jay Wilson is fake at times or whatever, but he did talk to me and stuff like that, and I'ma just handle things the legal way because my caseworker called me and stuff like that. Cause I've been notified. I already notified the animal cruelty people that came down to my. This shit started from the 4th of July. Okay, started from the 4th of July. I chastised my motherfucking dog, um, Rico, because he would not listen or sit down or whatever. People saying it's animal abuse and stuff like that. So I didn't abuse my animal. I didn't do any of that. I just call it. I just chastised him and just tapped him on the head. People saying I punched him like I did the cat, and making up all these narratives from the cat situation. So they already want to throw that jacket on me, right? So I didn't know anything about King Roman News calling on me, and especially after we done met twice, hung out in real life, we had conversations. We cried together in the fucking car, smoking weed, drinking all that shit with him and his friends and all that. Um, and I was close to King Roman, like I had a liking to him, but now the liking it has turned into hate because he wants to get clicks and views and you know I guess be the new popular thing on the street.
So Rico, you just said that you had a because I heard somebody today reference that you and King Roman had a very strong virtual relationship, and I mean, what caused that to disintegrate? Was
I
there
don't
something?
know. I don't know, but as far as I'm concerned, what he said is when I hit my dog on live on the 4th of July, and that's what made him call. And he was on live and told, I guess, people, the audience or whatever. I didn't know nothing about it because I didn't watch the motherfucking live. I'm sorry, but I didn't watch the live. Um, but I kept getting rumors and people kept hitting me up saying that yeah, King Roman had called on you about your dog. I had other people, a lot of people that have been calling and stuff like that. But that motherfucker got my address. Address. He most definitely did it. And called on me and had the police sent out here the first motherfucking time. That was what 2 days after the 4th of July, like July 6th, July 7th, or something like that. Police was sent out here. They knocked at my door, and they absolutely came to my motherfucking apartment. They saw the dog. Didn't have any abuse to him or any of that. They asked to see the dog. They saw the dog. Dog is very happy into my custody. He's right here now. As you can hear him, he up there doing his thing. So the dog is happy into my custody and everything like that. So I was very hurt by that because again, I thought that we had some type of even not even friends because I don't even like to use that friend shit. I just don't. Just associates or as Jay Wilson was say 1099s or whatever. Because clearly to see there's no friends here on YouTube. And that's why I stopped like dealing with people. But actually, I actually thought that King Roman was like really cool and shit like that. And we hung out. It was no issue until this particular day, until now with the dog situation. So,
But how
um,
was your case? I'm just confused. So, how was your caseworker notified of this? If this just happened at your, I
because I
mean,
already let them know. I already let them know what the deal was. If anything motherfucking happened to me, if I go to jail or if anything bad happens to me, I already let them know that ahead of time. And I let the police know. The police already know. They already came out here. They seen that it was nothing wrong. So I called again to the police station and let them know that it's false calls being made on Deontay Barber for animal abuse and things like that. I called the ASPCA where I got the dog from. I let them know that. So they're aware of the whole situation. Um so yeah, I contacted my caseworker. Well, my caseworker called me while I was on live today and was checking up on me and things like that because I already let them know about the false shit. And like she told me, just don't go down there because I'm at the point where you want to take it outside of YouTube just for clicks and views or for fucking funky ass subscribers and to get your numbers up and to get cash apps and memberships and all that shit. I don't give a fuck about any of that. But once you intersect it into my real life, then I'm going to have to take it off of YouTube, off of this motherfucking application, and I'm going to get into your real life just as well. Because I know where he's at. Okay. I have connections in Baltimore, and I know his information, and I know how he can get down in Baltimore too as well. So I asked him nicely, leave me and the dog alone. But he proceeded to call again today.
but see, that's the thing. That's not making. I mean, I believe you. I'm not saying I'm not. I believe you, Rico, and everything. But usually, there's a catalyst as to why people fall out, and take it this far to affect somebody's life. So, did something happen that we not privy to, or did you say something to him in the background, or something?
No, because I don't do that background behind the scenes shit. Like I said, the last conversation we had was a year or two ago, probably going on like 2 years or whatever, because it's been a year since the person I was dealing with passed away. I was dealing with him, the one with the lock and chain that tried to beat me up after we had an altercation in front of my apartment complex. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, um, but yeah, so the last conversation we had was then, and I was dealing with him. I was at my
Oh
kitchen.
yeah. I remember that man. That man. Okay. So he was a lover of yours.
He was living at that time when I was dealing with him when King Roman called me on the phone.
But
And
were you romantically involved with that man or no?
I was romantically involved.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie about that. I was. But I had
so can
to.
you? I'm sorry to interrupt, but can you give us some closure? Because Rico, you gotta understand when we saw that video clip of that man acting erratically or with some, or well, I don't know. I just remember a chain. You had a chain. He had a chain. But he's like dead set on you, and we were like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
So okay, so that was
Yeah, I really don't even like to even mention that because I did have feelings for him. You know what I'm saying? And he's no longer here. And I feel sad about the whole situation. But yeah, that day it was real hectic because I had to beat him up in front of my apartment complex for fucking with me. And I asked him to leave me alone. Asked him the same thing, leave me alone and all of that. It didn't turn out well because he ended up getting his ass beat in front of my apartment complex. That's the same day, that night he had came back with the chain and the lock because he mad because he got whooped. And the police even intervened and all of that and broke it up. There wasn't no charges pressed, nothing like that because they kept saying I kept calling the police on him and stuff like that. So they looked at it as domestic violence type shit, situations with like relationship problems. So they didn't press no charges against me, none of that. And I still got, even in that ordeal, and God rest his soul, because I'm not trying to bring it up because I still feel bad about him passing away. But even in that midst of the situation, oh, they took all my motherfucking knives and everything out of my motherfucking house when I was trying to stab his ass up. They took all my knives and everything like that, and he just got to go away, but the motherfucker was still stalking me at my background. So I'm just going to keep a long story short because I don't really want to talk about that situation because that's more personal. As far as King Roman concerned, I was with him, and I remember vividly as day. We was in the kitchen cooking. He called me, with the whole Brianna shit. He was into it with Brianna, and shit at that time. And this was before he went against Lady Nika and turned his back on Lady Nika and Miss Toby and the whole Monterey situation, all that shit. I didn't know none of this shit at all. Because again, I don't talk behind the scenes with people and shit like that. I learned my lesson with my ex moderator, Raymond Davis, and shit like that. I said, I'm just not doing all that. Um, so when he called me and shit like that, he said he wanted to tell me up front about how he ran his mouth and talked about to Brianna, ODS, or whoever behind the scenes. I don't really know. That he told them about he paid for my storage fees, which was only supposed to be in between me and him. It wasn't supposed to come out to YouTube or any of that because he said he wanted to do that for me. And for the haters and shit like that, and it wasn't going to be let out. That was supposed to be in between me and him. However, he had told Brianna behind the scenes. So he wanted to let me know and put me up on game. So if Brianna ever came out and said anything, that he wanted to come and tell me, so it won't be a big surprise to me. So I said, okay, cool, whatever, whatever. Um, and then he was on the phone, the three-way with Miss Toby, which she confirmed, because I don't have to lie about nothing about any of that. And he confirmed it. Most definitely he had Miss Toby on there. They was plotting on Lady Nika. And I'm like, and said that like ain't Miss Toby Lady Nika moderator and some shit like that. And talk about we ain't been that like her. We gonna do this and do that and da da da. And I'm a G. I'm solid. So if you my friend and you tell me something like I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. I don't just run my mouth. Like he ran his mouth and told what he did for me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take it offensive or anything. I just said, okay, I had nothing to do with it. So that's how all that started. So no, as far as me on my end, I don't think we didn't have an altercation. Um, but some type of way I still like 4 months ago. He did just I just if a person don't come in your chat and support you or not subscribe to your channel, you will see that. You will notice the distance and the shift between you and a person if you are really cool or not, or subscriber or content creator or not. You will notice it, and I noticed it
I'm confused. How is Miss Toby involved in this?
because she was on the motherfucking phone with King Roman and and I let her know too that I didn't like her. I don't give a fuck if you were part of the crew down or whatever, bitch. I never liked you back then from Bless Watkins days and everything like that. No, you a fake bitch to me.
So do you feel like King Roman needed to kind of like ingratiate himself or butter himself up with Brianna? Because after at that time, maybe he was still trying to get acceptance with Brianna, so therefore he had to share some tea in order to like maybe.
Well, he was going after Rihanna at this point when he
Uh,
called up. They was in beef. They was in beef mode at that time. He called me.
right, but why would he tell her your business though?
I have no idea when it was only supposed to be in between me and him. I don't know.
That's weird to me. Why would he tell her
Hell
your
no,
business?
I'm not paying for no. See, you the same messy bitch here we did it, or whatever the fuck you are, bitch. You that came from chat to chat asking about as I'm gonna pay any. You think that Rico is gonna pay this bitch nigga back any motherfucking thing after what the fuck he done turned on me for? Absolutely not. I done paid the nigga back his $200 for the storage fee. Now, as far as the cleaning fee and shit that I left behind because I couldn't carry every motherfucking thing from DC here to New York, absolutely not now. Hell the fuck no. Are you dumb? Why the fuck would I pay any motherfucking thing when this nigga then turned on me for no motherfucking reason about a goddamn animal? Bitch, are you stupid? Are you out your mind? I ain't paying shit. You better get them motherfuckers, them super chats, memberships, and all the views and clicks that he getting now. That'll repay it. I'm not paying shit.
But Rico, I gotta say that I'm just trying to connect the dots for the audience. So we go from him being a fan of yours, if I can say that, to him helping you out with the storage fee. Then for him not being in the best terms with Brianna, to him
And
telling
also,
Brianna,
let me also make this clear too. He helped with the storage fee or whatever, but you, Sir King, and your people did help me get the Uber to bring my shit here and to get the Uber back. Because I remember you hit me up and shit like that. And one of your supporters and shit like that helped me get the Uber from here. So it wasn't just him that helped me out. It was other people that helped me out to get my shit here in New York. And I appreciate that. I would never take that back from anybody.
oh, you welcome, Rico. I mean, Rico, you gotta, that's the people at Avatar Nation. When we see people in, a situation, we try to come through for them. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, we were confused as to why he would share. I mean, that's that information with Brianna if he wasn't on the best of terms. Because was that the time when they were trying to do that CSI
The
thing?
CSI show. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, so that's maybe him sharing information to maybe validate his value to the show. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know, but I was very confused and I really didn't care about it at all. Because like, I mean, he did pay for it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm solid. I didn't say shit. I don't go behind the scenes talking to people or run my mouth. If it's a secret, it should be a motherfucking secret. Just like the whole ODS situation, what happened or whatnot in that car, that was gonna be in between me and him. However, guess what? It came out and Rico never came out and said any of it.
Okay, so Rico, we got a question about Ronnie Q. What's up, Ronnie Q? How you doing? Good
Oh
to
my
see you.
god, I do not like this bitch.
She said, did he help with it or did he put it in his name for you and paid it just for clarity?
Yes, he put it in his name. It was under his name. I don't like Ronnie Q. I'm just gonna put it out there. That bitch don't like me. I don't like her. But to clarify for her question, yes, it was under his name. Okay, and I paid him back for the storage fee. So he paid it up front and I paid it back. So actually in the real ordeal, I still paid for it. He just put it up front in his name.
Damn. Okay. Um, I mean, and what was his? I mean, just so we get clarity, for someone to put something in their name, they're taking a big step. But why did he express that to you? What did he say the reason for him trying to, you know, I guess help you out was? And I know you may have said this earlier, but just to add more clarity to that situation, was he a
Because
maybe?
he felt like a lot of people dogged me here on YouTube. And he said that everybody is not the same. This is what he told me when we was in each other's company, in each other's face, because he helped me move my shit from where I was staying at. Where people say, "Oh, we go burn down the house and all that and this there." He was there with the landlord, getting my shit out, and the landlord even said in front of my face and in front of his face, so he can validate that no, Rico didn't get put out of anything because my landlord said that I can come back there any motherfucking time that I feel ready to. I chose to move from out there because I'm here to New York for my benefits, and I'm not regretting a motherfucking thing about it.
But wait a minute, who was with your landlord? Who was the other person?
King Roman was with me. get my
Oh,
things from my place where I was staying at. Remember when I was in the backyard, people say climbing in and out of windows, or
oh,
he ain't got
okay.
no key.
So wait. Rico, was this the place you had the fire at, or no?
Yes, same place. I
Oh,
used to
damn.
climb in and out of my window and hold the whole thing with a fire. He was back there and he asked, "Can we barbecue back there?" I said, "Yeah." We just never did the barbecue.
Wait. So he knew you that far back?
Yeah. Hmm.
Oh, wow.
And he
Damn.
met me there. That was the first time we met when he came that night. We met at nighttime and chilled in a car for about like 3 hours, smoking a blunt, drinking Hennessy and all that shit. And we was talking to each other like brothers and shit. And we cried. He talked to me about his issues with his mother. I'm talking about issues with my mother and how, I lost my auntie Sparkle, all this stuff, and we cried together in the car and stuff. Like that's why I said like with shit like that, when you really have a really cool connection, not just on YouTube, not as just, oh, I'm a subby and I'm subscribed to your channel like Ronnie Q, fake ass bitch. Bitch, you ain't meet him in real life.
But
Have no
Rico,
real
okay.
conversation.
So Rico, me doing analysis from afar. Do you think he felt that you betrayed him by leaving? Like, if you able to bond, I'm not gonna say bond, but if you're able to form a connection on that, and then depart, he
Ronnie
may.
Q, he didn't have fire insurance. No, what I did, I pay came out of my pocket, and I paid for that shit. So while y'all hoes up here saying about I burnt down the house or did any motherfucking thing, even if I did, bitch, I paid for it out of my own pocket and fixed it. Me and him, we fixed it together. Me and the landlord, Ronnie Q, ho. I'm sorry, but I gotta go check that out.
Veronica, let him live. We trying to keep him focused. What's up, Brown
Exactly.
Beauty?
Leave me the fuck alone, ho.
What's up, Brown Beauty? Okay, so let me ask you this. So, do you feel like maybe King Roman felt you betrayed him since y'all had a bond and you just left, and now you feel like, okay, if you dip out on me, then I'm gonna just mess up.
No, it had nothing to do with that because he supported me coming here to New York. He knew why I came here to New York. So I don't think that had anything to do with it. I just feel like, and I was also encouraging him to go live more, to do more lives. I didn't want him to enter the beef sector or things like that, but he said that he can handle it. He can roast and gag, which I knew that about him already, being in person with him. You know what I'm saying? But I was always encouraging him. Me and Tracy and James Cobweb, we all came together because before I'm low right now on my channel. I'm low right now. I ain't got a bunch of subscribers or get a bunch of numbers and stuff. Which that's cool. But Rico was once that nigga once upon a time. So I helped him out just as well as sending my people over there to help him get subscribers and all of that. Um,
Now Rico, no disrespect and no disrespect to King Roman, but I didn't know y'all were this close. Now I have to ask the question. This is no disrespect. It's not messy. This is just me doing what I need to do as a broadcaster and a journalist. Um, did y'all ever have intimate relations?
No, absolutely. I never. So I wish people would stop with that narrative because me and him never had any sexual connections. I never. Only thing that I did, he showed me a picture of his dick. That was it. When his friends asked to see my dick in the car, and he showed me a picture of his dick on his phone, and that was about
Hey,
it. Did I
listen,
see him in person? No. We share
so
all of this on the Run It Back. We share this. He even did it on his channel today, proving that me and his friends didn't do nothing. And no, I was not interested in him. He was not interested in me. And none of that. No, because when I pulled my dick out or whatever, he turned his head and his friends was looking. He did not. So that I'm not going to talk.
Rico, do you know how weird that sound? That he's showing other people your tool. Like,
No, his friends act. His
I know,
friends act.
but Rico, that is weird, bro. I'm just saying, like, you showing your male member your dick to his friends that you don't know. Who do that? I'm just saying, like,
Well, it's the
I
same thing that like happened with ODS. He asked to see it, and I proceeded to show it. I'm not ashamed to show my shit. I mean, that's just how
Well,
us
wait
gay
a minute.
niggas
Wait,
we
wait a
roll
minute. No,
in the
no,
gay
no.
community.
Listen, that's totally different because ODS asked to see it, and you showed it only to ODS. This King Roman,
ODS
he had a
sucked it
whole.
too. His friends didn't. I'm not gonna. Even though that me and King Roman is in beef, I'm not gonna lie on him. I'm not gonna lie on him. No, he did not, and his friends did not suck it. ODS bitch ass did. He's the liar.
No, well, that was a. I mean, come on, Rico, you was on my other page, Avatar Nation, when we broke it down when it was a humanitarian mission, right? Because the purpose of him visiting you was to help you, right?
Right, and he was also helping himself and building his motherfucking channel.
Well, the channel didn't have nothing to do with the dick sucking. I mean, he took you to
Oh,
Five
here
Guys,
come
right?
this bitch miss that down. Bitch, ain't you ought to be sleep in bed with your husband, ho? Damn. The fuck you every time Rico, same thing. Here come your bitch ass following around. I'm sorry, Sir King,
What's up,
but
CT? But I mean, he took you to Five Guys, right?
yes, and Lady Dimples pointed that out because I forgot where the fuck we went. I just know I was out in the damn wilderness. I didn't know where the hell I was at. But yeah, Lady Dimples is the one that's like that. He took me to five guys and bought me a double cheeseburger because that's what I eat, double cheeseburger with some fries and shit, and that was it.
A
And that was
double
after
cheese.
he sucked. That was after he sucked me off.
Oh, after?
That was after, not before. No.
Oh my
My
God.
story hasn't changed. My story hasn't changed since I came here and said it. I never came out here and exposed it. Again, TRX came out here, Triple Red X, or whatever, trying to cover ODS or whatever. But
But Rico, it's hard, and I'm putting myself in the position of the people in the audience. It's hard for somebody to say, "Yo, bro, you need a ride," then come down to then going between your legs,
miss
like
that down, bitch. You would be another old ass queen that'd be sucking my dick and eating the back of my ass like Raymond Davis did. So
uh,
how dare you? How dare you? You the same old fag bitch. And let me stop saying that because I'm on somebody else's platform. But
Rico.
let me get out this
I'm
platform.
gonna have to turn off Rico. I'm gonna have to turn off the comments for you. I don't want to do that.
Okay, let me ignore it. I'm trying to ignore it. But it's just funny how he just jumped in over here at Avatar Nation when he blasts you and talks about you like a goddamn dog.
Who you talking about?
Miss sat down.
Oh, sorry. Anyway. Yeah. What I was gonna
Right,
say,
I'm moving
man.
on. What else you got to ask,
Okay,
Deion? So,
so I mean, just a lot of people are perplexed as how people, he was there to help. You said you find yourself in the woods like a Blair Witch Project, and then your meat is getting swallowed. It's just like, did y'all? I mean, were y'all trying to each other? I mean, that's
no, I was not attracted to him. I was just trying to get a ride home. Never was attracted to him. No, I was just trying to get a ride home. Get to where I needed to get.
and then how did that escapade come out to be? I mean, OBS told it. I mean, originally, because you said you didn't know
Originally, he
about
came out here. He the one came out here because no, how it all happened was Triple Red X came into Pagaro Live. I never forget it. Cause it's on my community page on my community wall. That Lipstick Alley produced. Shout out to Lipstick Alley, even though they be some haters at times, but they keep everything. Okay, they still got all my IDs from Detroit, Michigan, and all that. They keep receipts. So Lipstick Alley, um, Triple Red X had came down. This was what, like 3 years ago, maybe like 3 years ago. I've been here in New York 4 years, so 3 years ago. Triple Red X, which came on today, on Pizarro panel. He dropped nuggets into Pizarro chat saying, mentioning what alluded to what he knew about what happened between me and ODS. Now, I mentioned you, I never said anything. Now, how um Triple Red X is saying that he found out through context clues from me. Which I admit that I put out context clues. because he was up there laughing in James Cobweb chat while James dragging me and shit like that. So I said, "Oh, okay, I see this bitch laughing at me and shit like that." When you set me off, but you laughing at him dragging at my reason about my health status and shit. So I put it in my one of my lives, and I specifically said, "Oh, I know a bitch not talking about me when in Virginia that you slide me up or whatever." I ain't mention no name. So that's how TRX knew or picked up clues about what happened. That's what he said. But stories just keep switching up. Stories keep switching up. As far as I know, that him, ODS, and Triple Red X had some type of, they was talking behind the scenes on the phone or whatever. I guess that's his moderator. Um, and I thought they was a boyfriend and boyfriends and shit like that. But trying to find out that TRX turned him down too. He just wasn't interested in him. And then that's how Captivating Christian came up in the picture. See, my story never lied, because when he came pick me up, he was on the phone on FaceTime on video chat with Captivating Christian when he came and picked me up. Evidently, they had something going on, but they saying that they didn't. They was just talking and stuff like that. So that's that. That's their business. I don't really know their business, huh?
But they didn't. I mean, it was a lot of people you discussed, but they never asked. Well, Lord have mercy. So, but that's gonna be a mess. I ain't gonna even ask that question. All right, but none of those last three people or two people you mentioned ever asked to see your equipment, because KRN, he had a plethora of audience members trying to see what your equipment looked like. So we just Lord have
Yeah,
mercy.
his friends did. King Roman never asked to see my dick. No, he did not. I'm not gonna put that on him,
But
even though
that's so
we
weird.
are
Like
big people.
that is weird, bro. Like I'm just saying, like how you next to you and you not interested, but his friends interested. How do they even know about your equipment? Like,
Cause they asked to see it, and I told them that a lot of motherfuckers be hating on me here on YouTube when we was out at dinner. That people be hating on me on YouTube and shit. And I told them, and they was like, "Well, what's your YouTube about?" And I told them, the B sector, blah blah blah, and they be hating on my 9.5, and they say that gay niggas, just gay niggas, in the gay community, we are curious to see, what somebody else is packing, and so it's not unfamiliar or unnormal to us gay guys, because that's just how we are. Okay. Um, yeah, so I proceeded to pull it out and show them why I was on soft. Yeah. And then King Romy showed me a picture of his dick on his phone. And, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it's nice. It's nice. It's very nice. But that's as far as that went. No sexual
Ooh, child.
y'all,
no
y'all.
sexual content or nothing like that. No.
Well, I mean, I feel personally like y'all. Like I feel maybe there was some feelings between you and King Roman. Just to see how this stuff playing out, I think somebody might have a broken heart or something. I don't know. Y'all doing a
I
lot.
don't think so. I don't think so, Sir King. I'm not gonna say that,
No,
because he
no,
wasn't
but you,
interested in me, and I was not interested in him. Because he made that very clear when he had hit me up on the phone. He said it's not no freakiness, it's not no none of that. I'm not trying to hook up with you, bro. He made that very clear when he had hit me up in the text.
you gotta take a step back and look, man. That man did. I mean, he get rental space for you. He helped you chilling
It was
with your
as a
brother.
big brother type of thing, because he is like 2 years older than I am. So I looked at him as like a big brother figure.
Okay.
That's what that was. But now, I just see, people turning back on you at the nick of a dime. Yes,
Mm.
Ronnie, he made that very clear when we talked on the phone and when we text and before he came over to my house. Yes. Mhm. So I wasn't expecting any of that. No. I mean, and just because people think that I'm promiscuous or just this hoe or just no, I don't do that.
So let me ask you this question. So who knocked on your door?
The police did. The police came
Oh,
here to my door.
okay, because the way you said it, or the way I was hearing it, was like somebody was playing on your door. So
No, two police officers came to my door and knocked on my door. They absolutely did. And when as soon as I answered the door, and I said, "What is this about? Some YouTube shit?" And it was like, "No, someone called from 311." So they called 311, animal control 311, and it was most definitely King Roman because he did a follow up today. And he got the follow up number and all of that shit. So yes, I feel betrayed. How the fuck? How should I feel? How should I feel? I shouldn't feel betrayed about that. Like, yeah, I feel hurt and betrayed about that shit because someone that I thought I was cool with, I can expect that from Ronnie Q. Just say from Ronnie Q as this is. Me and her don't like each other. We never had no dealings with each other. I never met the bitch. So I would expect that from her, Miss Sat Down, or some of my enemies, or even some of the subscribers. I would expect that. Or Lady Dimples that was looking for my information and shit like that. I would expect that from them, but not from King Roman. No, I did not expect that. So that caught me off guard.
that's crazy. So, but let me ask you this. So, like, and I don't mean no shame by this, but what do your neighbors think of your
My
current?
dog situation or
No,
anything like that.
no. What do you think about
Because
your?
they gonna test they gonna testify just as well when I go down and see my caseworker and all that. So I'm gonna have evidence and proof. So why bitches up here talking about I'm abusing the dog and stuff like that? My neighbors and the staff here, they already know and see me every day with my dog and how I interact. And no problems. They don't hear anything, see anything, or any of that. So I'm gonna just take it into my own hands with that tomorrow.
Okay, well, I, Rico is just I don't. Ooh, it's a lot, Rico. It's a
But
lot,
yeah,
Rico.
it's very serious, and I have calmed down now, and stuff like that because again, and have nobody, and I've been here waiting all day. Nobody has knocked at my door yet. Nobody now. That's what I'm waiting on. I'm just waiting for another police officer to come here at my door again. And I said I was gonna do what I was gonna do. I'm not gonna repeat it because people that watch my live should know what I said. So, and when I brandished and did what I did today on my live with my knife and everything else, I'm not playing. Leave it alone with my dog. Point blank. Period. Your first attempt did not work because they didn't see no abuse, and they said, "Oh, we don't see any abuse. We're gonna leave it alone. Have a nice day, Mr. Barber." And that's exactly what they did, and they left. Now, people want to keep making false calls. That's actually wasting taxpayers' motherfucking money. While they talking about taxpayers and somebody paying, y'all hoes wasting goddamn taxpayers' motherfucking money for bullshit false calls because y'all don't want me to have nothing. Y'all don't want me to have a goddamn animal. I don't give a fuck what you talking about, brickhead, talking about looking scared on camera. As you can see today, go into my live today and any other live that I
But
meant I had.
Rico,
The
I think you need
dog that's
to
not is not afraid, so bitch,
Rico,
shut the fuck up, please.
Rico, I think you need to rephrase something that you just said because it came across as if like if the police come, you got something for them, and I don't think that's what you meant. Okay, I hope that's not what you meant, but I think you know what I
No,
mean.
I didn't say I would have anything for the police. I said if the police come here to my door, uh, again, I'm going to have to do what I have to do.
So basically, what Rico is saying, for clarification purposes, that he has no intention to harm law enforcement at all. What he is saying is that he may you know take action against those that he feel call the law enforcement on him. Okay. Yeah.
And what we hear, whatever your name is, the ASPA has already been contacted by me and has surely been contacted by others, but they have not taken my dog away yet. So keep wishing him and wishing on a prayer hole. So I don't give a fuck what they say in the comments talking about it's ASPACA, whatever. If that's the case, they would have been came here and took my motherfucking dog away if they would have sought any type of abuse. They're not worried about what y'all hoes talking about here on YouTube because I already notified them about YouTube and my YouTube personality here on YouTube. Y'all bitches are some haters. Point blank, period.
All right,
And I
Rico.
don't live in here.
Okay, Rico, I had to disable the chat because you two, they trying to provoke you and all that stuff, and I'm not gonna let them get you in trouble. So I see what they doing. So
Yeah, because it's like just stop it. Let's like really stop it because they really trying to like stir up shit, and I don't have time for it. I appreciate
yeah.
that, Sir King, because yeah, I will, and I'm trying not to read the chat.
Oh, I disabled it so you can't see it. So hopefully it worked. I don't know if you can still see it, but
No, it was.
mm. Okay. So Rico, I just got to tell you, just you gotta be careful what you say. Like Jay Wilson was saying, you gotta be careful because these people are trying to set you up. So you
Yeah, and I took the advice, and I'm going to do what my caseworker has told me. And my caseworker has said, just no, Deontay, don't do anything silly. Um, just make a file a police report on him for making false calls on you. So I'm going down there tomorrow, which is today because it's 12 a.m. 12:05 a.m. here. So yeah, I would do it later today, and I would meet up with my caseworker. My caseworker already know the situation, know the deal. They know I'm a YouTube personality. They know I'm not most likely likable here on YouTube, so I let them know all that.
So has your caseworker and all those other people ever asked you why don't you just not go on the YouTube and sign off?
That's why they put me into the rehab that I was in last year, and I wasn't on here. So when people start talking about especially when King Roman was talking about um he called me because I was getting into some shit here on YouTube. No, that's absolutely false. I left YouTube to get my life together, and I went to get help for my alcoholism. I had to admit that yes, I am an alcoholic. I am a drunk. And I told them that, and I told my counselors and all that, and then that's when they suggested me to do a 30-day like fast thing from all social media, all of that. We couldn't have anything. We had one of the flip phones or bar phones where it was nothing, no social media on, like one of them old school phones that we had back in the day. Whereas you cannot get on the internet or nothing. The only thing you could do is just make phone calls.
So let
So
me ask you this, and
I
this
did that.
and the people gonna think this is a messy question, but since you are as self-proclaimed drunk, no offense, your word, not mine. Do you think Lemon's a drunk?
Absolutely. He admitted. Absolutely. I used to be the same way. He ain't nothing but a Rico 2.0 as far as that concerned. So motherfuckers really want to call me a drunk. No, that's the new Rico 2.0 drunk on this bitch. Falling asleep, cussing people wild. Only difference was I never had no 6 hour 12-hour marathons on YouTube, except for the one that I got drunk and I fell asleep on, and people saying piss in the can. That's the only live that I made that was 12 hours long, and motherfuckers was watching me while I was asleep. And Lemon ain't the first one to do it. Rico did it first. Okay. So what they talking about? And the same thing is Lemon too. They saying that I don't work, Lemon don't work. So how dare y'all bitches try to put me down, and y'all got the same motherfucking problems and the same issues with what the fuck is going on over there? Fuck out of here.
Mm. But then
That's my
again,
sentiment.
and I appreciate you sharing your analysis because you've been through it, you're going through it, and all that. So I hate for people to make analysis and they not
But
what.
I went to go get myself cleaned up. See, they don't admit that. They don't want to give me that credit. They don't. They only want to entertain the bullshit and bring up the past. about my past. Oh, Rico a drunk. Rico pissing the can. Rico chicken bag and the rice. Bringing up oh shit. But why in the fuck y'all don't talk about me going to get myself cleaned up? Why y'all don't talk about the positive shit? Y'all need to stick on the negative shit because
Well,
guess what? The negative brings more views.
but Rico, to be honest, there is no footage of the positive, is there?
No, because again, you can't record in no damn
Exactly. So
like that. You can't record.
right. So this apparatus is built on what we can see, not what we can assume. You know. But
Yeah, but the
congratulations.
thing is I went to go get myself cleaned up. I knew I had a problem with alcohol. It runs in my family, and I went to do something about it. But nobody don't bring that up. They only bring up the negative old shit. They don't bring about he don't do the things that he used to come on here and do anymore. You guys don't see me come on here doing that no more. That's why I
No,
still have my channel.
and we applaud you for that. We applaud you for understanding that and taking corrective action. So we appreciate that.
That's the only thing they can do is live in the past, live from DC Gate, live from 2020, climbing out of the window and all that shit. But I don't have to climb in out of no window. Okay, I don't have to do any of that. Set a house on fire or not. Y'all keep with the old shit. We moving forward,
But
future.
people, but people do have a question. They're asking, why did you pee in a can, or why do you pee in cans? I don't know if that's still.
I explained. I don't know how many times I explained that a nigga was drunk, just like Lemon is drunk. The fuck? And most niggas do it. If you ain't got shit to piss in, if you don't feel like going to the bathroom, you piss in the goddamn can. You got a dick.
That's why I
It's
want to.
not like, come on now. The fuck?
No, but I have to listen. This is the majority audience of women, so they don't understand why a man would piss in the can. They hear,
Right. A lot of women, they not gonna understand it. They gotta go squat. Men can stick their dick out and piss anywhere. Women, they will never get it because you gotta squat to do it. Niggas
uh,
don't have that problem. You piss in the bottle, piss in the can, do what you gotta do.
okay.
People acting like that's something new. Like, fuck out of here.
Um. So can I ask this question? Does your dog Rico Jr. give you the companionship that you hopefully want in a human?
Absolutely, because animals don't turn on you. Humans do.
And I guess that's been all your experience has been that humans have turned on you.
It's been with humans. Humans will lie and turn on you. Animals will not. They love you unconditionally.
So it's yeah. I understand the rationale for that. I understand.
So no, I don't need a person to keep me happy or a piece of peen to keep me happy or any of that. No, I be content with a cat and a dog, and I'm going to get a cat too as well to make the haters even mad because last year I had a cat and a dog. So when they talking about Rico abuse animals, bitch, I don't think people don't even come to my channel or watch me that often because I don't come on here and bring drama. I don't come on here and bring the shit I used to do. Cause see, they say they love to watch a train wreck. So it hasn't been no train wreck for Rico in a while. So of course they don't come over and watch me. So but they knew I had a dog and a cat last year. It's still up on my shorts. And I'm gonna get another cat.
Mm.
And that's that.
So what do you like more, dogs or cats? Which one you like better?
Preferably cats because cats you don't have to take them out as much. I have to take him out like 6 times a day. So even like this morning, like late in the morning, I'm gonna have to walk him out like 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, something like that. Take him out, and in the morning time. So, but cats, they naturally go to their litter box. You don't have to train them or anything. They're just naturally trained already. But I love both of them. I love all animals.
Hey, Shafi. What else? That's good. I understand the responsibility you were saying between the two. So, and why did you settle on this dog?
You said what again?
Why did you settle on Rico Jr.?
Because he was just like my last dog, Max, that I had in my Brooklyn address when I was in Brooklyn before I moved here to Queens. Before like people fail to realize like when my grandma passed, and I left from Detroit last year and came back, they threw all of my shit out. They threw, and people thought that that was funny then too. People thought it was funny for my. I remember videos being made as far as me sat down and all his crowd laughed and all his shit is on the street. All his shit got set out on the curb and people just laughing and laughing and laughing. Like all my shit got thrown out, including my animals. Um, so I don't have Max no more like I had last year, my previous dog. So I settled on him because he reminds me of Max. Very hyper, which I like. I like hyper dogs and stuff like that. And, like to play a lot, tug of war and shit like that. Tug of war, bone and go fetch and shit like that. So that's why I settled on him.
Okay. Um. Yeah. I'm trying to think of something else, but I don't want to really ask you no messy question because this time it really is a kind of serious situation.
It is a
So
serious situation, and I'm dead serious about it because I'm being very calm now because talked to my moms. I let my family already know the situation in the deal. So if it comes down to some real things, my family is already notified.
let me
Um,
just share. Let me just share this with you. When people do things publicly, and I'm not trying to exonerate and I'm not trying to excuse anyone's actions, but I'm gonna tell you what I've seen, I've been through. The people who really are the people who stir up this shit and get law enforcement involved. It's not the content creators per se. It's the people behind the scenes that you never seen. Now it's the content creators who stir it up because if they make a call live, then the people feel motivated to do that. But I'm just saying, we're trying to focus on one person. King Roman may not be that one person who's calling down at the
it
precinct.
was multiple people that called. It's
Right.
multiple people that called.
That's what I'm saying. So it could be one person who called that 20 times to really get them, to come stop by at your place. It may not just be that one call that you were able to witness. You get what I'm saying? So, I just want to make sure because for what I see, you focused and honed in on one person who did one action, not excusing that action. What I'm saying is you can't see that person, the other person who we've never seen calling down the precinct 30 times to get them and galvanize them to go think that something's really serious. So,
That's true though, and see, God don't like ugly because see, God know your intentions, God knows your heart, and God knows all of that. I keep telling people I'm very much spiritual. So what you're thinking that you're going to do behind the scenes, God not going to let it happen because I'm one of God's children. And you see, it did not work. So I'm gonna let them keep doing what they need to do and keep going down the devil's path. But God not gonna let it happen because I still have my dog. If that was the case, my dog would have been taken out. So I just let God just handle it with that.
no, I understand that, and I believe in spiritual interference too, but also God gives us wisdom to deal with the current realm that we in so that we can prevent certain situations. So, because I ain't never seen ain't no angel coming down real quick to swoop you up like in that Superman movie. So you just gotta be, use the wisdom that he gives you so that you don't put yourself in certain predicaments. So
Yeah, and everything is a learning experience. Just like me coming on here and doing the things that I did in the past, again, making the shit and going through grief. Because when I first got on here in 2019, I lost my auntie within the same following months that I got on here on YouTube. So the drunken lives and all that shit that y'all saw me get naked and get drunk and pissing in the can, a lot of that shit, and that's another thing to point out of why I pissed in the can is because I was going through grief with my auntie. And see, people, they still laugh at that. And there's nothing funny about that. It's nothing funny about that matter when I was going through real life issues in my life, period. And people, they still laugh at it. And I don't find it funny.
And let me ask you this, and I understand that. I mean, trust and believe that I've seen you for many a years going through a lot of situations. Um, Raymond Davis, that was the older gentleman.
Yeah, he was my ex moderator.
Okay,
And
I
that's
got you.
another reason why I don't deal behind the scenes because you live and you learn. So once you learn, you should learn from your mistakes. So that's why I don't deal with people behind the scenes.
Okay, and you still haven't answered one of my questions. So when your caseworker asks you, why don't you just log off, Rico? Why do you go on there if you know these people are going to cause these problems for you? What do you tell her in response?
I am going to have to log off. I told Jay Wilson that today. I am going to take a break.
Yeah.
Just yeah, just take a break from it because people don't realize it. People's like subscribers, they like fuck shit, but it's the difference once you sit in a content creator seat. You try to provide content and shit like that, and to keep your subscribers happy and to keep your subscribers interested in you and to keep in your following. They don't understand that. So try to do
No,
that.
no, I agree. And some people see it as a gladiator sport. And I think maybe some people, and I'm no offense to you, Rico, but I think a lot of people see and trying to have your dog taken away or effing up your life as the gladiator sport. They want to see if they can actually do it and how they can make it happen because that's how they get their joy or entertainment from a real life situation, which I feel is messed up because if they were in that same situation, they would not want that to happen. But
They
some
would
people
not
look.
want that to happen to them if it was happening to them. No, exactly. So people just need to just really leave stuff alone because like somebody just got offed. And that's the same. I don't want it to go and lead to that situation with me, King Roman. It's the same thing of what happened to the Las Vegas situation. The same shit here on YouTube, and keep people kept picking and keep picking and keep picking and keep picking and pick. You don't know how a person can react. And guess what? They're no longer here because of YouTube games.
Well, I don't think you and King Roman gonna let it go that far. I think King Roman's a smart enough individual to just let it go, and divert, current situations elsewhere.
That's what I asked for. Leave it alone. Quit calling on my dog.
Which out.
But yeah, that's about it. And I'm glad to speak to you, Sir King. Glad to have spoken to you in a long, long, long time. So yeah, I'm calmer now. I'm calmer now, but I'm gonna just do what my caseworker told me to do. So
So
we're gonna follow up with that tomorrow.
Rico, let me just say this to you. So you like to go outside, right?
Absolutely, I go outside every day.
You like to be able to touch your dog, right?
Absolutely.
You like to go to your refrigerator and eat what you want to eat, right?
Yeah. So you're saying basically don't get locked up in the
Correct.
sense.
Right. Freedom is something that is invaluable, but in a way it is tangible, meaning that it's free and we take it for granted. But when it's taken away from us, we can see it and feel it, and then we feel with regret because of something stupid. So for that.
Yes, I absolutely love my freedom, and that's why I cried. I'm not gonna say that, but like a crying person or a scared person will kill you quicker than somebody that's keep running their mouth. Because scared person gon' fend for their life. So I'm not scared of King Roman per se. I'm scared of getting my life taken away for some bullshit that could have been avoided. So don't take my
I,
tears of a clown to be as no joke. Because when a person is crying and telling you leaving the fuck alone, believe them. Because the person not scared in reality. That's
No,
just what I'm seeing.
no, I understand that, and I think it takes a realization for him as well. Say, hey, you know, leave it alone. This is more than just television clicks and views. This is someone who has a strong attachment to their dog, and if they feel that it's being threatened, then that person, you may incite that person to act. It takes intelligence on both sides, so I understand.
Yeah. And I'm sorry about my beeping noise in the back. I gotta change my battery.
No, it's okay. Just be thankful you got a place to put what they call a fire detector in. So, yeah.
Right. And bitches, they wanna see me homeless. They don't even want to see me here in New York and have an apartment, have a dog, have nothing. Don't have a job. But I gotta work tomorrow. I gotta work more later today because it's after 12. So I gotta go to work later today.
Rico,
I'm not gonna let this get
Rico,
bruh.
don't tell these people you got a job. Rico, you don't do that. Don't tell them you got a job. You got tell them that you
Yeah, but
working or something.
I don't show my employment on here anymore. And that's what in the beginning mad about because I don't do the things I come on here and I used to do. I used to come on here, wash my dishes and shit like that and be no, you guys would never see that from me again.
I remember
Ever.
you
Y'all remember
at,
that shit.
at the hotel, Rico. I remember you at the hotel. Remember you was going live from the hotel or wherever you.
Mhm.
Yeah, so,
Yeah, but I'm not showing that again. No. Nope.
no, Sally O'Malley, I did not see. I will see. I, Sally O'Malley, I was there for the whole Bella situation, so I don't, you know.
No, Sir
So.
King has been around. Sir King been around a long time. Sir King been around a long time.
And Rico, instead of saying discipline, say you were training. I was training my dog. You know, it's certain vernacular you use that because discipline can come in all different fashions. Maybe you be using a belt, but when you say I was training my dog, then people that's more in sync with the dog training world. Just to let you
And I appreciate that. And I appreciate that well. And also I enjoy QB of the Midwest live as well because like you said, it does take patience. And it did have to take patience with me and him. And so we can learn each other. But as you guys can see in all of my videos that he loves me. He's in no danger. So I don't know what the fuck they keep calling for when they could just see it themselves.
well, yeah, some people look for anything. Not that I didn't see the video myself, but I understand because I was in this whole situation with Bella and all that other stuff. So I could just imagine
But Bella actually bit me though. That was a different situation. 'Cause Bella bit me, okay, and it was just my action reflex.
right.
Period. But
I just, yeah.
But it was nice talking to you, Sir King, and I appreciate you allowing me up. And yeah, I take all y'all advice that's really for me. Even though Jay Wilson can be fake, like I said, he can be fake or whatever, but he was giving good points as he don't want to see me in jail, and people that really care about me, they don't want to see me. But people that don't give a fuck, they don't give a fuck if I go to jail or not. They want to wish harm all types of bad on me. And I rebuke that in the blood of Jesus, and I rebuke that shit right back on.
I I agree. I agree. So,
Thank you
yeah,
all, and much love to the chat. I can't see nobody, but all the haters that don't like you too. Period.
I, yeah. I'm
All
not gonna turn.
right, sir.
I'm not gonna turn the check. I don't want them to incite you. We in it on the
No,
platform.
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad you did turn it off because I'm not to see it, but that's all I wanted to say and tell you thank you, and I appreciate you allowing me on the platform.
You welcome, Rico. And I just want to say it in closing. Just think before you act. Just think before you act. Okay.
Okay, I will.
All right.
All right,
Take
y'all.
take care. Bye. All right, y'all. That's the one and only Rico reports. I mean, Excuse me. I haven't seen that whole Rico Jr. video. I just sometimes you just don't. But you know, we shouldn't be encouraging people's demise. You know, and that's what's going on. And they're using a doll to do it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So that's what I got to say. Thank you, Rico, for coming up. Hopefully, people were able to see your perspective, hear your perspective. And like I said, you think before you act, because freedom is priceless. And don't go on, it'd be stupid for you to go to jail over some YouTube shit. Like, oh, what you in jail for? Oh, somebody called the police on my dog. Like, what? Like, how would you feel? And we know you like men, but I'm sure you want to be around all them damn men. Anyway. Sherman says, yeah, I made commentary about in the beginning of my video regarding the whole New York situation. The thing about that is that I mean, motive was key. What was the motive? He was very targeted in what he did. He went up to a certain floor and did what he did, and then those kind of situations wasn't random. It was not random at all. So that's what I got to say. Other than that, anybody got any other questions? If you want to, please feel free to send a gesture of dollar sign, something account. It'd be tremendously appreciated. That's all. That's all I really had to say. I mean, it's a lot that happened in the last 48 hours. King Roman, please stop calling that man dog, please, because let me just say this real quick. That shit, I feel, King Roman, if you're listening, if you're not, I don't know. That shit can get real quick. And you may be looking at it from perspective of you don't give a damn, but that dog means a lot to Rico. It may be even a main component of his existence and wanting to stay on the straight and narrow. And when that's taken from him, he may see you as the sole source of that. So don't put yourself in that position. Like, because that's, I don't know, separation from a source that's keeping you stable can be a serious situation. As soon as you see the first thing you do is see how you can reattach yourself to that source. And if you can't reattach yourself to the source, the next thing is to see what caused that separation and to go after whatever entity that did. Y'all, you're too smart of a person to not be able to analyze the severity of what's going on. And I'm gonna say this because I gotta say it. A lot of people keep running around behind the police. A lot of people, I'm gonna call the cop. But you gotta understand, and this is not making a taunt. The police gotta get there first. So why y'all playing games talking about, I'm gonna call the police, I'm gonna do this? Y'all know it's a whole list of protocol that the police have to follow in a certain amount of evidence or circumstances and situations that have to occur for the police to even come out, 1, 2, to apprehend, and 3, to detain and arrest, and then 4, to convict. So why y'all sitting up here thinking that call the police is gonna be, they come instantly gonna protect y'all? I don't understand that. Like, y'all think that, I call the police, they gonna save me. No, the police gotta get there first. You're right, Brickhead. They need to stop. They do. They do. Right? But then they want to run and say, this is my show. This is entertainment. This is a broadcast. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. It's just virtual and bullying that has the real tendency to get real quick. I wish they would stop that. Jay Wilson, one of them. Always talking about something is their damn show. No, but you making, and I could have really took the broadcast another direction because I'm sitting up here listening to Rico, but then in another breath, Jay Wilson gonna sit up there dogging that man out, talking about how he on public assistance and how he got a house and all that shit. That's what and then you want that man to take advice from you. But you know, and he even said, "Oh, but I'll be shading you tomorrow." It's a way to shade, and it's a way not to shade. I mean, one way to shade, okay, talk about the man pissing in a beer can, but don't talk about that man living conditions. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I don't know. That's just weird to me. The police is a human being with family too. Yeah, and sometimes they don't want to interfere in stupid shit that they see that y'all like. Why should I risk my life? Sometimes the police are human. You know, why should I risk my life for y'all stupid people that's gonna be trying to use us to hurt ourselves? Like they're like, no, y'all settle that. Y'all settle that. Oh, of course, Brickhead. Of course, of course. But sometimes, oh, and this is the other thing I want to talk about. He just sit up there and reaffirmed that he scammed the people. He said this, oh, they called his contracting job, y'all know, years ago. He came online and said he put water on his face and duped the people because he had another job. He had another contract job and bragged about he got $3,000. That's the epitome of scamming. And then he'll say, oh, y'all know I was kidding. No, they didn't know you was. They saw a black man who just lost his job to internet folks calling his job, and you go sit up there and now you always want to talk about people having self-regret. He regrets that moment because he knows that he sit up there and deceived the details. He got laid off, but he had another job too. That you can come on here and say, oh, yeah, I got laid off from my contract job. I got another contract job, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make up the shortage. He never said that. He made us think that he lost his job and told it, and now was completely gonna be destitute. That's not right. That's totally. I can't get behind that. That's never cool. That's not right. That's totally not. Just like he came over here had given it, telling all the women, making them believe they had a chance with him, and his ass was rolling gay from in his 20s. What? Like, son, I don't know. Whatever. No one really thinks Jay Wilson cares about people, do you? I think you have to give a benefit of the doubt because why are you sitting up here talking about divinity and God? God is the main thing. It's all about caring for one another. So why the fuck are you sitting up here taking in divinity classes to just to pimp God out? And that's what the fuck he's doing. Because today he gonna talk about, oh, you talking to Brian? Oh, you should become a chaplain. What the fuck is Brian gonna do being a motherfucking chaplain? Can you even see him with the collar around his neck? Like really? And then he went on to say, "Oh, you need to get this PSD." So it makes me think that this dude is just honing on divinity and prayer because he knows that that's an area in which people would deem as innocent and are in need of. Right? Oh, they make $45, $50 an hour, da, da, da. And I'm like, bro, like that's so wrong. You should want to be a chaplain because you care for those who have transitioned or who are dealing with immediate loss. And the benefit is in the financial compensation is a reward for your dedication and allegiance to the Lord, not to see it as a means of getting money. Like when I saw that, I was just like, wow. I'm like, wow. All I can say is wow, wow. But he maybe is just a glimpse into that religious world that has that veil on how they really think to pimp out God for their own monetary gain. And I just don't wish. Listen, y'all, I don't wish nothing bad against Jay Wilson, but I don't like people who play with God and then down those who are trying to follow God and be a mockery and be a hypocrite. That bothers me because you don't know how many people live their life without even recognition of God, right? And then it's weird. Like Jay Wilson, to me, is like, how can I describe him? He like a con artist, right? In the way that he got a house, he got a job, he say he got degrees. You just say he well put together, is which what maybe some people aspire to. So and then they're like, oh, God is the only way. So they see this man that they can somewhat relate to, and then he doing all the polar opposite of what you should be doing, but they believe in and following him because he mentions God and they have the materialistic things that they think that a connection with God will bring them. I don't know, y'all. It's just weird. It's just like I don't get nobody no more grief more than I get Jay Wilson because nobody else play with God like that. James Caldwell don't play with God like that. It's me QB don't play with God like that. Sean Bryant don't play with God like that. You can say King Roman don't play with God like that. It's just that, and I don't come at them as hard. But when you play with God, like damn, you leading people astray. So you're making it seem it's okay that you can come on here and scam people and make them think that you just lost your job, your contracted job, when you really did, and you had another one, and you think it's okay. And you're like, ooh, child, they mad at me because I made $3,000. No, motherfucker, they mad at you because your dumb ass done sit up here and scammed them and try to pretend like you were holier than thou. And clapping and singing on the motherfucking pulpit every damn Sunday and shit and all that. And want to and sing gospel hymns as if you know on the straight and narrow. But your path is as crooked and deceptive as hell. Ugh. Mm. All right, what's up, Miss Marshall? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. Um, yeah, atonement is right, doctor. So we need atone. Sherman that says priest SK. That's the truth. He playing a dangerous game. I don't know, man. I sometimes Cheryl, I sit here and I'll be like, is it just me? Is it just me? Is it just me? Because and like going back to Rico, I saw his talk with Rico, but Rico really didn't pay attention to what Jay Wilson was saying. He was in a way, but he wasn't in a way because he knew Jay Wilson. How can you, like I said, how can you sit up there and take life advice for someone who was going to shade you and talk dog you out in less than 12 hours? You know, he gonna compare his dog to his dog, his dog lyric. Like, wow, like really? And then he had the nerve to say today, "Oh, my dog Lyric got better health insurance than some of y'all over there." Who say who say that? Who say that? Who? But we know the demographics of this area. This is not a multi-million-dollar area. This is common day working folks, people who trying to make it in the world, and you gonna say that your dog got better health insurance than the most of the people over here? That's the kind of shit disconnect that pissed my ass off. That pissed me off. Like, bro, like you too well traveled, well versed to understand how a comment like that gonna affect people. Your motherfucking Ethiopian, Somalian looking motherfucking dog, you gonna sit over here and say got better health insurance when people can barely afford health insurance and your dog don't work, so you can't sit here and say your dog paying for his own health insurance. Like, oh, anyway, that's the kind of stuff that just get me frustrated. And then not to embellish, but he did went on to say, and my dog probably eating better than most of y'all. I was like, oh hell no. As listen, go back, watch the live that he did with Rico. He talked about his dog lyric and how they tried to call on his dog and all that other stuff. And then he go on to say, oh, his dog got better insurance and how his dog eating than most of you better than y'all. I was like, okay, all right, okay. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. I'm not lying. I wouldn't lie on nobody like that. But sometimes you got to prove a point, and that's what he said today. And that's why I was like, you know, what they say, he the wrong messenger, dog. And he's like, you don't know my work. What did he say? You don't know my relationship with God. I'm like, well, what relationship is that? What God did you serve? Oh, he said, you don't know my God. Well, what God is that? What God is that? So, yeah. So that's what I say. So I could understand why Rico wasn't that receptive. He was respectful, but he was like, yeah, okay, you gonna shame me in less than 12 hours so I can give a damn about what you trying to tell me. And I feel the same way. If you're not gonna respect me enough to keep it respectful, then don't think I'm gonna listen to you either. That's how I just feel, Well, so sister, I would never say the devil, but I don't know. Ooh, my check is good this month. My check is good this month. Ooh, my check is good. Ooh, I'm like, okay, all right. You said that dog look like the crib keeper. He said my dog is a Great Dane, part Great Dane. Yeah, okay. Mhm. That dog probably miserable too. That's why I slapped your ass. Only time I seen a dog slap somebody. It wasn't like he was playing with the dog before. Dog did a whole wind up on his ass and pimp slapped him. Like, oh Lord. And they say God is the greatest comedian. Anyway. That's all I really got for y'all. Hopefully y'all been thoroughly entertained. I appreciate Rico being candid. That's one thing I say about Rico. Rico tells it how it is. He ain't gonna be like, I don't know. I don't want to say whatever you will say it is. It is. No, Rico, he tells it how it is. His story don't change. It don't lie. But it is a lot of conversations going on in the background. And I'm telling you, woo, child, I'm not in the back. I'm only in the back with the Avatar Nationalists. That's the only people I talk to. That's it. I don't. You ain't gonna catch me. No, because like I say, you don't know who like you more than they like you. So it's too much. It's too much. Just like Kimmie. Kimmie, just like Jay Dunn tried to play Kimmie in her face. Kimmie said, "No, not today. Not today." Oh, you said, I've seen God break a woman down 3 times, and it's. But some people are, look at Jay Woods. You said the same thing. So sister, look, that motherfucker had a roach on the wall. Got caught running across trying to catch some habanero wings with a big ass belly. He lost his job. Got blasted. He lost his chaplain job. I think he's tempting fate. I think God's got some rapport with him. But I don't know. Thank you, Dr. Sophie. I appreciate the comment. All right, y'all. With that being said, I'm out of here. Hey, let me just say this for those coming in late. I may, if I have time, do a live on herpes. That ain't funny. But like I was telling the people who came here earlier, who dropped down earlier, is that this cheerleading squad, 3 or 4 or 5 of them, picked up herpes, not because they were doing what ODS did with Rico, but they were sharing a water bottle. One of the girls had herpes, and I guess she transmitted it onto that water bottle, and the other girls drunk off that water bottle, and now they all got herpes. So I say all that, just be careful, drinking off of people and stuff like that, because you don't know what's on their lips. All right? I just want to share that with y'all. And like I said, I may do a live with tomorrow. He said he lost 3 jobs. Let me tell you something, Brickhead. He probably lost more than that, to be honest. I keep thinking what he's doing to that dog when he mean to that dog. That dog can't go nowhere. That dog can't be on no rug. Get off of that. And I'm like, damn, dog, that's not how you talk to that dog. But anyway. All right, y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all been thoroughly entertained. Please send me just a $sign circle crown. I would appreciate it. Like I told y'all, the Avatar Mobile has had to have some repairs. That was an unexpected expense. So, yeah, if y'all want to assist, feel free to do so. At least y'all know it ain't going to no damn crab legs. But with that being said, I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Thank you once again. Please feel free to throw the loud as y'all exit. And I will see y'all very soon. Rico, please keep your head up and keep Roman. Please leave that man alone. Bye, y'all.
Sir King.
Canvas.
Sir King. Sir King.
Canvas.
Sir King. Sir King.
And one more thing before I go, I just want to say thank you once again to my wonderful moderators. I do appreciate y'all. And thank y'all for being dedicated to what y'all do. I do see the comments that y'all post. And I appreciate y'all. So thank y'all so much. Y'all take care and have a great night. Bye, y'all.